kitties. Hey, Boo Kitty. Alright, I'm sorry. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm on crackhead mode because it's Vlogmas Day 1, even though it's December 8th. It's Vlogmas Day 1. Let me tell y'all, Boo Kitties, when I say I'm gonna be busting out with mad videos, and I'm not even gonna say them because I hate when I say mad stuff and I dead don't keep my word because I'm trying to overcome the spirit of procrastination, you feel me? But it's dumb hard to do that, like, you feel me? Like, I be trying to cover that up and say that I'm a perfectionist, but I'm dead trying to make excuses because I'm dead procrastinating. And that's one of my biggest flaws, Boo Kitties. My pocket camera is mad disrespectful. I'm dead talking to my Boo Kitties. I ain't seen it a dumb long time and I was waiting for Vlogmas Day 1, and y'all dead got me tight because you cut me off. All on your iPhone 8, all on your iPhone 8. Supposed to be a team. Herman and pocket camera coach, but the girl, what you doing? Cutting off. How? Anyway. Hey, Boo Kitties. Hey, Boo, hey. Can I get a yer? What's good, Boo Kitties? It's the girl with the guy's name, 5 foot again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm back with another video teaching y'all how to edit and flex and slay. All on your iPhone 8. All on your iPhone 8. And before we get into this video, Boo Kitties, for Vlogmas, I've been seeing so many people saying what they need help with, and it's time for me to show up on my gangster. You are? But yeah, no, seriously though, that ass. It's time to show up on my gangsta. And also my spirit guides and my angels and like my ancestors, God of all, is so proud of me because I finally stepped into my purpose, you feel me? So I want y'all to follow my spiritual channel as the high intellectual empath, clairaudience, clair sentient, clair cognizant. What else? Energy healer, amongst many. Starseed, light worker of God. I want you to follow my other channel that I have finally launched. Okay, that I have finally launched. And yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, but you know what? My purpose is to heal and help those who are lost deal with trauma, heal their inner child, and to ascend to a higher dimension, darling. I don't want you operating on a lower dimension in low vibrational fields. Okay. So you're gonna see another side of the girl, the guy's name, that gang, you know what I'm saying? Because there's many layers to pull back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm exposing myself and some of my superpowers, if you will. But yes, we're gonna get right into this video, you feel me?
All right, so boom, Boo Kitties. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna swipe over to your settings, and you are going to wanna scroll all the way down until you see camera. Once you locate camera, you are gonna click camera. And before I speak about which settings you go into to create a cinematic look, you can go to grid, which was down below as well. And grid is helpful for those of you who want to make sure that you are shooting straight and not crooked. You want to make sure that your frame is straight. But if you don't need grid, that's fine. But that's just for those of you if you want to take a picture or a video and make sure that you are shooting straight, right? And not crooked or tilted. So you go to record video, and as you can see here, you have your frames per second that are interchangeable. For those of you who are not familiar with frames per second, I'm going to go into that in another video. But as you can see here, you can shoot in 4K at 24 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second, and 4K at 60 frames per second, right? In order to shoot that cinematic feel that gives you that crisp YouTube look, you always want to make sure that you shoot in 4K at 24 frames per second. Even if you have an older version of a phone and you don't have 4K, you can do 1080p HD at 24 frames per second, but you want to make sure that you shoot at 24 frames per second. For those of you who have a pocket camera, this is essential to create that cinematic look to your videos. And for those of you who are shooting with a professional camera, aka a DSLR, you want to make sure that you put your settings at 24 frames per second. That is what is going to give you that cinematic, quote unquote, YouTube look. So let's look a bit deeper into the differences, right? This is 24 frames per second. As you can see, it has that kind of cinematic YouTube feel to it, quote unquote. and this is 30 frames per second. You can see it's a bit more slowed down, right? And this is 30 frames per second. Now, going into 60 frames per second is even slower, right? You can kind of see that this kind of looks like it was shot in quote unquote real time, or kind of how the news look, right? Or Saturday Night Live. So let me just get into that as well. So for example, the best way I like to describe frames per second is I want you to imagine a flip book. If you wanted to create a scene or imagery where someone is waving and you have 24 pages, it's going to give you a cinematic effect if you flip that book, right? It's going to kind of be a bit choppy. If you do 60 pages, it's going to be even more of a smooth effect in regards to how that person is waving or how that scene actually appears. So you want your frames per second to be kind of slowed down so that it can look cinematic like this. The vast majority of music videos are shot in 24 frames per second. As you can see, that cinematic kind of feel to it, just like this. Now, when you think of 30 frames per second, I would think of like a soap opera, right? Because it doesn't have a cinematic feel to it, but this is 30 frames per second. When you think about 60 frames per second, it looks like the person is shooting in real time. So you would think of Saturday Night Live or the news. That would be shot in 60 frames per second. There's only one scenario where I will shoot in 60 frames per second, but that's for another video that I'll go into. But comment down below, like this video, and subscribe, boo boo kitties, if you found this video helpful. And let me know the next time you shoot your video in 24 frames per second. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, boo. Ew. Period. Also, boo boo kitties, I am launching my YouTube Queen Manifestation to Monetization planners for you new content creators, existing content creators who are struggling to reach the monetization requirements on YouTube. Let's manifest it together. So make sure that you click that link in my bio so that you will be the first to be notified by joining my waitlist to know when we drop. 2020 is about to be lit, and I'm sending you an early congratulations on monetizing your YouTube channel using my YouTube Queen Manifestation to Monetization planner. Make sure that you click that link. Do not forget, before you head off this video, boo boo kitties, make sure that you click that link down below in the description box so that you can join my waitlist so that you will be the first to be notified. Bye.